TESS, Finding New Worlds. NASA's Planet Hunting Telescope is mapping habitable worlds in the vicinity of nearby stars. We have discovered over 4,500 planets orbiting other stars in our galaxy as of 2021. More than half of these exoplanets were discovered by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, which was launched in 2009. While the majority of the planets discovered by Kepler were much larger and more massive than Earth, it demonstrated how a dedicated mission can greatly refine our search for life. In 2018, NASA, MIT, and several other institutions launched the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, TESS. TESS has a more specific mission: to detect Earth-size worlds around some of the nearest and brightest stars so that future telescopes can study them. How does TESS discover planets orbiting other stars? TESS detects exoplanets in the same way that Kepler did, by looking for periodic dips in star brightness as planets pass in front of them along our line of sight. The larger the planet, the greater the brightness drop during the transit. The length of time it takes a planet to pass in front of a star in return tells us about the shape of its orbit. Kepler focused on distant stars in a single patch of sky. TESS, on the other hand, covers a 400-fold larger area, roughly 85% of the entire sky. TESS does this by orbiting Earth in a unique high Earth orbit of 12 to 15 days, which is inclined so that the telescope's view of the sky is largely free of obstructions from our bright planet and the Moon. TESS 4 sensitive cameras scanned over 200,000 of the nearest and brightest stars over the course of its 2-year primary mission, imaging 75% of the sky. It discovered 2,100 planetary candidates as well as 66 confirmed exoplanets. To confirm whether the candidates are planets, they are observed again using a network of dozens of ground-based telescopes. While TESS data provide information about the sizes and orbits of these planets, ground telescopes can provide information about their masses. Knowing all three of these parameters determines whether the planet is rocky like Earth, gaseous like Jupiter and Saturn, or something entirely different. Many of the planets discovered by TESS will be observed again by future missions such as NASA's JWST, which will allow scientists to study the atmospheres of exoplanets in unprecedented detail. TESS increased its imaging cadence during the 2-year extended mission, which began in July 2020, to better find Earth-like habitable worlds around red dwarf stars, the most common type in our galaxy. Because of their lower masses and gravities, these stars are of great interest in the search for life. Because of their slow fuel burn, they will outlive Sun-like stars by 1 trillion years or more. What are some of the planets discovered by TESS? Despite the fact that TESS is specifically designed to find smaller exoplanets than Kepler, it has discovered a variety of strange worlds. TESS has discovered a few ultra-hot planets that orbit their stars in less than a day or two, super-Earths, 5 times the mass of our planet, newly born planets, a Neptune-sized world orbiting 2 stars, and even stars with multiple planets. The most notable TESS-aided discovery, however, is an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone around its red dwarf star, where conditions could be ideal for the existence of surface water. This planet, known as TOI 700d, is only 20% the size of Earth and receives 86% as much energy. Future telescopes will probe its atmosphere to see if it is truly habitable. How can you help in the discovery of another Earth? If you want to dig into raw telescopic data, TESS data is freely available to the public. Even if you are not a researcher, you can help by participating in TESS Citizen Science Project, which has already helped discover several exoplanets, including a world orbiting 2 stars, similar to Tatooine in Star Wars. Thank you for watching the video, my dear. Please subscribe by clicking the button below.